Hey guys, all right, so let's start with our ACT number 1 notes. This is going to cover counting principle, permutations, and combinations. So first problem here. Suppose you own a small deli. You offer 4 types of meat, and then they're listed here, 4 types of meat, and 3 types of bread, white, wheat, and rye. So if I want to know how many choices the customers would have picking one type of meat and one type of bread, you could sit here and list them all out and do ham on white, ham on wheat, and keep going, ham on rye. Then you would go through and you'd do all 3 of these options with turkey, and all 3 of these options with roast beef, and then all 3 of these options with pastrami. So it's not asking what sandwiches we can make, it just wants to know how many. So the quicker way to do this would be take your types of meat, which is 4, times the types of bread, 3. So 4 times 3 is going to give us 12. This is called the counting principle. So the counting principle says that if you take the number of possibilities, I'll just put possible, things you have for the first event, event 1, in this case it was the meat, and you multiply that by the number of possible things you can get for event 2 times. If we had it for event 3, you would multiply. If we had another one for event 4, you would multiply, and so on and so on. So it just says multiply the different events together. If you want to just write that down. Let's try an example here. So the standard configuration for a New York license plate is 3 digits. So remember, there are 10 digits total. If you look at in a calculator, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't forget the 0. So there's 10 possible digits, followed by 3 letters. Remember, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. So if this is saying I have 3 digits, I'm going to make 3 spaces for my digits. So here's my digits. And I've got 3 letters. I'm going to make 3 spaces for my letters. There's my letters. I'm going to multiply all these options, all these events together. Yeah, I could put parentheses around it, but the dots were easier. So if we think about the digits here, it says that the digits and the letters can be repeated. So that means if I want my license plate to be 555 and then AAA, that's what the repeated means. So there's 10 possible digits. In the second space, I could have 10 possible digits. 10 for the third space. We move on to letters. There's 26 letters that I could put in each space. Again, I'm repeating the numbers because we can repeat the options on here. So let's type this in the calculator. I'm going to do 10 times 10 times 10 times 26 times 26 times 26. And I get a huge number. Now keep in mind, you could have also done 10. You could use your exponent button, that caret button, and then a 3, because there's 3 of them, times, I would do 3 26s, 26 to the third. So that might be quicker for some of you guys. And then you just write down that number. Be careful that you get all of them. 1,757,6000, which turns out to be 17,576,000. All right, next one. If you read this, it looks like almost the exact same problem, only this time it says digits and letters cannot be repeated. So I still have 3 digits here, and I still have 3 letters. So again, here's my digits, and here's my letters. And I'm going to multiply all these different events or options together. Now, this time, I've got 10 different digits I could put in the first spot. Once I've used one of them, I have to use something different here. So if I already used the number 5, now there's only 9 digits to pick from. And then I only have 8 to pick from because you cannot repeat them. So if you can't repeat, the numbers go down. There's 26 letters in the alphabet to pick from. Once I used a letter, I have to use a different one here. So now there's only 25 to pick from, and then only 24 to pick from. And then you just type this in the calculator. There's no shortcut for this one, so you just have to do 10 times 9 times 8 times 26 times 25 times 24. And another huge answer here. 1,123,2,000. So turns out to be 11,232,000. All right, let's look at problem number 2. Changes here a little bit. So this one says that we have 12 skiers that are competing in the first round of the Olympic freestyle competition. I want to know, in how many ways can the skiers finish the competition? So there's 12 people, so I would put 12 spaces here. There's 12 people that could get first. After somebody got first place, they're not going to get second place also. So now there's only 11. And then there's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So once they've come into a place, switch it over a little bit, sorry. Once they've come in, they finished, somebody else has to finish after them. So if I want to know this, I would just get my calculator and I would type 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times. That is kind of annoying. So what we also could do is we could take 12 and put an exclamation point after it. This is called factorial. So factorial means take the number and multiply each number till you get to 1. So again, if you wanted to type that in, 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, I get, oh, you missed all that. Sorry. I did. I typed it all in. You heard me saying it. All right. So what I can do also, so you see what that is. I type 12, 11, 10, 9 all the way down to 1. If I type 12 and you hit this button right here, PRB, the third option is an exclamation point. So now it says 12 factorial, 12 exclamation. And if you hit enter, it gives you the exact same number. Way easier than typing all those numbers. So that is this option. All right, the next problem says, in how many different ways can 3 skiers finish first, second, and third? So now I only care about 3 spaces. First place, second place, and third place. I'm going to multiply these options together. So there's 12 different people that could come in first place. Now there's only 11 people that could get second, and then there's 10 people that could get third. I don't care about all the others, I just care about the first 3 places, gold, silver, and bronze. So there's no shortcut for this. I'm just going to do 12 times 11 times 10, and it gives me 1,320. Keep in mind, this is not 12 factorial because it stops. That was this option. Now, there is something else we could have done with this, because what we have 12 people, and only 3 of them are going to get first, second, and third place. Gold, silver, bronze. That is called a permutation. So a permutation is an arrangement of objects in which the order is important. All right, so an arrangement of objects in which the order is important. So obviously gold is different than silver or bronze. So this is called a permutation. There is a, NPR. So the N stands for the total. So in this problem, it was 12. We had 12 total people that were competing for the 3 places. R is what we want. So there was only 3 places we cared about. So in this problem, R would have been 3. So if I go back up here and do this one, N would have equaled 10, R would equal 3. So it would look like this, 10p3. Now, there's a formula for this. It's n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Oops, I wrote 10. It was 12. There's 12 total people. Sorry, guys. See, look, I still make mistakes. All right. So if I'm doing this, what this really means here, I'm going to do this problem here. I would have 12 factorial divided by 12 minus 3 factorial. So 12 factorial divided by 12 minus 3 is 9. Let's write out what that means. That means 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pretend like there's little times between all those. And then 9 factorial is 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I could cross all these out and I get 12 times 11 times 10, which is exactly the same thing I did right there. So I also want to show you that there is a shortcut on the calculator that we could use for this. So you want to type in the 12 because that was our n, that was our total. You're going to hit this PRB button and then hit the first option. So you see that 12 NPR, and then you're going to hit the number 3 and we get 1,320, just like we did here. So I just wanted to kind of show those all mean the same thing, but that is called a permutation. The order is important. All right, so let's try example 2 here. You're considering 10 different colleges. So we've got 10 colleges that we're interested in. Before you decide to apply, you want to go visit some or all of them. So the key word here is orders. Order is important. How many orders could we visit them? So I've got 10 colleges I want to visit. So n is equal to 10. That's my total. And r is what I want. I want to visit 6 of them. So I want to know how many different ways could I do this. 10. Order is important. And I want to go see 6 of them. I could do the whole formula, write it all out, but why? If I showed you this shortcut, we might as well just do this. So type 10, come up here and hit their PRB button. It's right towards the top. And number 1, make sure you see that P, and then I want to visit 6 of them. And I get the answer 151,200. Now, what if I wanted to visit all 10 of them? I wanted to go to all 10 of those colleges. I want to visit all of them. And again, the order is important. So 10 is my total. R is 10 because that's what I want. I want to go visit all of them. So I would do 10P10. So type in your 10, hit your PRB, and 1, and then type a 10. And I get another big number here, 3628800. So 3,628,800 different options. Now, I want to point out that this would be the same as doing 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, so it's the same as 10 factorial. So for those of you guys who like to kind of make connections with all this, type 10, PRB, hit the 3, you get the exact same answer. So, all right, moving on to the back side.